Rescue crews in the Philippines continue to search for survivors of Typhoon Bopha. Flooding and power outages are hampering relief work there. More than 300 people were killed and hundreds are still missing. Winds of up to 175 kilometres per hour blew down trees and communication towers when the storm came ashore early Tuesday.
This is the perfect landscape for storm destruction, much of the population living in shacks on the coast on an island dominated by mountains and rivers. Many were wiped out by water and landslides. The typhoon hit land in the east of Mindanao, far south of Manila, on Tuesday. It crossed to the island's west, taking everything with it. In this village, people were evacuated before the storm hit, but the community centre they were moved to was then washed away.
3 years old, yet a survivor of a storm with speeds of 200 kilometers an hour. Like many others, he's been badly injured by Typhoon Bopha. Some people are still being found, barely alive among the mud and debris. But amid the relief, there's fresh grief. The dead are also being found in the rubble. Compostela Valley bore the brunt of the typhoon's force. Bopha came barreling through the province, bringing heavy rains and floods across a vast area. Officials are astonished at the scale of the damage.
We were all surprised because this is the first time we've had a super typhoon like this.
For those who've survived the storm, makeshift evacuation centres in schools and community halls provide at least temporary food and shelter. But the survivors face long-term problems too. These banana trees were someone's livelihood. Now they're gone, along with about 70% of all the crops in this province. But right now, it's the human cost of this disaster that's of utmost concern. From isolated corners of the province, people are still arriving for medical care, food and water. And all the time, the death toll continues to rise.
Authorities say nearly 380 people are missing. 180,000 people have evacuated their homes. Government officials mobilized military troops and police officers to look for survivors. But blocked roads and severed bridges are slowing down their work.
Hundreds of people are believed to have perished in this one village. It is believed that most of the casualties, in fact, come from here. Now, they considered themselves relatively safe as they'd never really seen typhoons and are surrounded by a mountain range that usually, they say, protects them. But instead, this time around, they said the winds were just too strong and so were the rains. They had a cascade falling upon them, they said, from the mountain range, and it swept down all of the trees, even the sturdiest of them, which is the coconut trees. Now, the rescuers are still carrying on with their operations, hoping to find survivors. At the same time, hoping to retrieve every single body that people here say is still missing. That number right now, still in the hundreds.